Hey YouTube, this is Hito coming at you with a kind of strange Let's Play. This is an app adaptation of a board game called Through the Ages. The app came out just about a week ago. It's quite excellent, highly recommended at $10. But it's an interesting case where a lot of people are playing it for the first time on the app, which means that they could have some strategy questions. Now this board game has existed for an awful long time, and I've played it quite a bit. So I thought I would kind of give a strategy video, because even though it's a new game, I've played it before it was a video game, if that makes sense. So I thought I would just do a playthrough where I kind of try to explicate what I'm doing as I play and don't just sit and play it. And hopefully if you're new to Through the Ages, I'll help you out. I'm going to assume you know the basic rules, just to not make the video go super long. If you don't know the basic rules, play the tutorial. It is superb. So assuming you know the basic rules, you don't really know the good strategy. We're going to just play the 4-player, all hard bots, classic rules mode. That's a lot of leaders early. A lot of wonders late. Kind of a rough bank, actually. So if we look, right, so the pyramids were taken, and everybody else has a leader. And as far as wonders go, they're all kind of shoved back here. So we have a couple options, because there's no leaders available here to us. Do we want to grab just one yellow and a wonder? Or we could grab, you know, 3 yellows. And it's kind of a weird call. So yellows tend to compress pretty quickly, right? Like the first one's going to get removed and this is all going to slide back, right? So it's 6 yellows in front, but people often take a yellow or 2, which increases the burn rate. So there's a decent chance if we leave library and colossus, they don't come to us. And I mean, also since green has the pyramids and these 2 don't, these will very likely go. So if we look at the deck, right, what does that mean? It means the hanging gardens. Now the thing with the hanging gardens is it works quite well with Moses, because when you grow your population that fast, the happy faces are really helpful. Without Moses, the hanging gardens, I mean, it's still fine to have 2 happy faces of culture. It's never bad, but it's not as immediately useful as I think the library would be. It's 141 here. And Engineering Genius is probably the best AJ yellow card. Because in general, what you're going to find playing Through the Ages when you get pinched on your civils all the time, that the cards that basically take an action and make it more efficient are a lot better than cards like Stockpile, where it's like, this is giving you 2 resources, but it's going to take you 1 civil to draft, and then another to play, and then a 3rd civil to use, right? Whereas Engineering Genius takes me the 1 civil to take it, and then next turn, playing it, it doesn't really cost me a civil, because it does something I already wanted to do with a civil, and just makes it better. Because ideally what yellow cards do for you is you say, like, on my last action on this turn, when I don't have anything really good to do, I'm going to basically pay a civil now, so that a civil on a future turn becomes better, right? And actually, the last 3 games I've taken AJ Stockpile, I've had it burn out of my hand when it becomes antiquated at the end of Age 1. It's so hard to find a chance to play Stockpile, especially because the AJ events, all of them are positive. So a lot of times you get in danger where you just need to avoid corruption. So it's a long way of saying I'm pretty sure our turn is Engineering Genius and Alexandria. I mean, Alexandria and Colossus are both fine. But if we look at the leaders, Caesar's already gone, and we could get Alexander. If you don't have Caesar or Alexander, then the military from Colossus, like, it's basically, the military's in kind of a weird spot where it's nice to be the strongest, but it's a few turns before it starts mattering. And if you don't have aggressions to play, you can get away with a weak military for the first few turns, whereas the science from Alexandria is going to start helping right away. I mean, and the boat's fine too. Like, it's never bad to build Colossus, but I think when I'm kind of in this neutral spot, when I don't know what leader I'm getting, but it's probably, you know, Hammurabi or Homer or Alexander. I guess, yeah, Alexander is one of 3. I suppose no one can deny Alexander for me, because they all have leaders and you can't take 2. So that's another thing I could do, is just say, I'm just going to plan for Alexander. I think I'd much rather have Homer, though, honestly. He still kind of gives you military. And then the civil is really, or the 1 happy face is really nice, just because there's like the 3 age 1 texts that give happiness, and you're kind of planning which one to take. This is actually hard. I don't know. You can make a pretty good argument. So I think I'm going to take Alexandria just because I've had Colossus in my last few games. I'm just kind of bored with it. That's a more realistic answer. I think it would be just as fine as Alexandria. And if I took Colossus, I would plan for Alexander, I think. But I think I'd rather go for Library Homer. Or Hammurabi, depending on how they fall. So we're going to take Engineering Genius, and we're going to take the Library. Just because I'm sick of Colossus. So if they all make it down to be 1, I think we take Homer. Well, unless there's a good Happy Face tech that we think we're just going to grab soon. Because Theocracy would not be terrible here. So you'll notice pretty much everybody will do the same things. They're increasing their population and they're building mines. You pretty much always do that. The reason you build a mine is just because 2 rocks are not nearly enough for the game. The reason you build pop's a bit more nuanced, and I want to go into this explanation. First player doesn't need to do it as much specifically on turn 2, but so there's the 10 development cards in the AJ event deck. We have 6 of them in a 4-player game out of 10. They are all positive, very important. However, development of religion and politics, or sorry, religion and warfare. Each player with an unused worker. If you're not floating an idle worker, these events do nothing for you. That's 2 of the 10. A third of the 10 is development of civil life, which it tends to be in the early game you would rather save the rock than the food. Obviously dependent on context, but a lot of times you'd rather have the idle worker to use civil life to build something than you would just to use it to grow pop, which is what you have to do if you've got no tech and no idle worker. So for 2.5 of these, it's really, really important to have an idle worker. So that tends to just be your 2 actions. And yeah, so we're gonna join in on those 2. We don't want an Engineering Genius because since the Library of Alexandria is 1/4/1, we need to use Engineering Genius A on the last one. So we could do it this turn, but there's no point because we're not corrupt anyway. And we want to have an AJ leader. So the question is, Homer or Hammurabi? So Hammurabi, basically, you get to take more actions with him, which makes him seem the most powerful. But since you're spending your militaries as civils, you're drawing fewer events with Hammurabi. That's the trade-off for his really good power. Is you can have 5 actions, but you're gonna have to get fewer cards. Whereas with Homer, what's nice about Homer is that 1 Happy Face covers us around to here, and then hopefully by then, especially with our library giving us more science, we can just afford a good Age 1 happiness tech. And one of them have come up, so there's drama here, right? If it makes it to us, we could just focus on drama. We could go for the early Michelangelo spike, where you, I don't like him so much if your wonder doesn't give happiness. I like him with Hanging Gardens a lot, obviously, but that's another thing you could do, is just try to Culture Bomb early. I find it's kind of risky almost to go for the Culture Bomb in Age 1, because a lot of times people just beat the crap out of you if you do that. And there is a Happy Face on Theocracy, which would be another okay option for us here. But overall, I think I would rather just have the insurance, get to draw 2 militaries a turn, and just have the insurance with Homer to know we can wait a little bit on getting Happy Face techs. Another nice thing is until the first turn we build military, or we need the Happy Face, we don't need to play Homer this turn. So I can grab a one of these. So the question is, I can either grab Urban Growth, which will basically say I'm going to grab a lab at 2, because I'm not going to need the Religion Happy Face when I play Homer. Or I could use Frugality, grow my pop more. I think I'd rather have the Frugality. We might not be doing the second lab. I mean, with the library giving us 2, we might not need a third in the near future. So, Frugality, we're gonna grow pop for sure soon. So, it's just a safer bet. Okay, so if we can get early cavalry, we can be the military leaders, or Genghis Khan. That's an option then. So yeah, the drawing a tactic is really important because you gotta know if you can be a military powerhouse. It's really hard to be strong in military without a tactic, and if you wait for other people to play theirs to copy, it can be nice, but it's too late for you to plan a few turns in advance that you know you're gonna be a strong person. Whereas now, we see knights are coming, or we see Genghis Khan is back. Now the problem is it's Aristotle and Caesar, so it's pretty likely if we don't take Genghis for 2 civils, we won't get him. But yeah, so drawing heavy cavalry, I believe it is the very strongest Age 1 tactic. Yep. Balanced by how hard it is to do, but we could just prep ourselves for it right now. First off, planning the event deck. So I like to play events, not just because you're going to get the 1 free culture for playing it, but the Age A deck, there isn't going to be anything influencing strongest or weakest player, so him being at 2 strength is not a concern. And so just because playing the event card will do something good that demands stuff on your resources, being able to spend it on your turn is a lot better than having them fire not on your turn, and then you might have like 3 of them stacked up at once and be corrupt. Right now, when we're not struggling with corruption at all, right, we're already not corrupt even if we don't do any cubes this turn. It's a good turn to start firing these, and then we can know when we're choosing cards what it was. So it's just good with the Age 1 A's to have them happen on your turn if you can. Did anybody, is this the Colossus? Yeah, okay. So on the other hand, yellow is going to have the Colossus, so yellow is going to get the 1 extra ship point, and we don't have a colony card in hand, right? But I'm still going to do it. 1 colony is not bad enough to... So there we go, development civil life. Alright. So we might actually do the lab now, but, or we could just do another mine. I think I'm going to just do another mine. As fun as it is to go really into science, yeah. I think I just do another mine. What did everybody else do? They all wanted labs, but they're not about to get their second from Library of Alexandria. I am starting to think of a future where on the back of this heavy cavalry I just outstrength everybody else. So theocracy would be a good government to take too. Get the extra military, get that. I might even be able to revolt into it. Yeah, I can. The problem is I don't want to revolt until after I finish the library, but I can't finish it this turn, barely. This is 6. This saves me 2, but I'm still going to be 1 short. So let's get the frugality done, and then we got to play Homer so that we're not unhappy. So then I guess let's, I could secure Genghis here. I think I would rather just do it with knights. I'll have the science to be able to afford it. And then the thing about spiking with Genghis Khan and heavy cavalry is then as soon as you lose Genghis, you don't have your heavy cavalry anymore. So that's not nearly as much of a problem, right? So if I'm using Genghis Khan to fulfill phalanx, right? That's a great use of Genghis Khan, okay? Because what will happen is I'm doing this phalanx, and then when Era 2 rolls around, either I've got to research a tank and get like 1 tank, or I guess it's, I forget what it's called, cavalry or something in Era 2, right? But I only need the 1 horse, and I can still potentially use this tactic. Whereas if I was using Genghis Khan for heavy cavalry, then I absolutely, like all my units, I'm either going to need to spend all these reds to like move them over to horses, or I'm going to need just a new tactic entirely and hope I get lucky. So when you're using Genghis to fill 1 horse, he's really strong, because then you could just, if you research the horse tech in the next era, you only need to build 1. Whereas this I would need to build all 3. So I think I would rather just hold out for knights and hope I get lucky. So worth noting, I'm not using this guy this turn, but I went to that threshold where I'm paying 1 more food. Generally speaking, you don't want to move to the new threshold unless you are using that worker, because otherwise, like, I'm going to be eating one more food now and losing it for, air quotes, no reason. And remember, the reason we did that is specifically because there's still the 2 cards left where I would need the idle worker to get any benefit in rocks. So that's why I have done this. I think we just grab another frugality. And then we build this without engineering genius. And then next turn it's going to cost us 2 rocks, or 3 rocks, and 2 civils. And then we'll have a library, and we can, yep, pass by Theocracy, unfortunately. But I guess I'm not corrupt, so I could hold on to it. I think I will. I think our plan is to revolt into Theocracy in 2 turns. Unless we decide not to, but because then, yeah, coming up we finish the library, we get our affairs in order, and then I like it. Ooh, I almost think I'm choosing food here, so I can pop a frugality this turn, since next turn is going to be the one I want to Theocracy revolt, maybe. So we're actually taking food. Ooh, we might just take Theocracy without revolting. After that, we'll see what the card roll looks like on our turn. So he's on 2 culture turn now. Aristotle's gotten literally nothing. They took our knights. Well, if they don't take Genghis, if the knights are gone and Genghis becomes 1 civil, I mean, for everything I just said about the dangers of Genghis, if it's going to be that easy, you know, maybe I will. Because then I can just use my Homer benefit for cheap warriors and just build 3 warriors and Genghis. Really half-ass it. Yeah, I would rather a knight. The knights cost 3 civils. Might not make it. The second knights might not make it to me, and Genghis is here now, so. Oh, and I can just phalanx. Or at least just have phalanx in my hand. Although I'm probably going to save stuff. So there's trade routes agreement, or I could fire off barbarians, because I don't intend on being one of the 2 weakest civs. And even more importantly, I'm almost certainly red's going to have the most culture in the short term. None of us are getting culture a turn. So I think we'd rather do rebellion, or not rebellion, barbarians. Both because we think we're going to be one of the 2 strongest by then, because we've gotten tactics cards, and because we don't think we're going to have the most culture. There's 2 reasons why we don't think we'll care. And I want to keep this deck moving. Hell yeah. So, engineering genius. Oh wait, whoops. That was stupid. I forgot I didn't build the 1 this turn. So I actually want to build without, engineering genius, build with, and then frugality. Now I'm not corrupt. But then I can't take Genghis. I think this is a sign then we're hoping to go big or go home and not. Oh, he's right there. He is right there. Oh wait, actually no. Because I was doing this to avoid corruption with frugality. But no, there's a smarter way we can play this. Because if we do the Genghis thing, we already want to be building more swordmans. So we are going to take Genghis, and then to avoid corruption, we'll just build a warrior with our Homer buck, because then the 1 is all we need. Yeah, and then next turn we can make the call if we're gonna. Oh, I like this. I guess now we've got to decide. I mean, this is 1 point more. It just has that more annoying come down that I was telling you about. But I think I would rather just. I'll have the 1 strength, and I'll figure something out, right? Because now what we can do next turn, which will be really funny, is or wait, no. I was gonna say we will revolt. We're gonna probably just go into Theocracy without revolting instead then. Save the idle worker. The next turn we frugality to grow. We make the 3rd warrior with the Homer benefit, and then we replace with Genghis, and we take a sword tactic. Oh, this is going to be a beautiful spike, my friends. So I think we're going to ride it really hard, and we are going to do Genghis not for the phalanx. And we're going to go deal with the cavalry hangover, because it's going to be so fast and strong. I mean, the alternative is that we save a... we burn our right action to play this just so it becomes a common tactic, and then we can come down a bit easier. But nope, we're just going to hope somebody else plays a good tactic to copy to after this. Goodbye, goodbye. Yep, I don't care about pects, only war. Yeah, I'm well enough to... this is going to be so good. This is going to be so, so good. And the best part is, right? Oh, never mind. I was about to tell you something incorrect. So it's important to know, it doesn't matter, because someone else did take knights, so haha. That, once you take a leader, you can only take one from each row. It's not even about, playing. You can only play one leader per age, you can only take one. I was gonna say something about how if we get knights, we would have liked Knight Joan d'Arc, but that's not possible, so it's fine that they took the second knights. Oh, look at them with their cute little knights, thinking that they're the strong and not us. Ooh, a blue tech. When you're good at science, blue techs are really good. They're basically saying this is going to be less strong than like a building of a certain tech value. The benefit of blue is that it doesn't take any workers. So inhabited territory is an insanely good colony. The thing is, we're really leery about putting in good colonies now, because what we're looking to do is abuse the fact that we're getting a 4 strength tactic for very little investment, especially because our opponents both have knights and they're gonna be able to copy soon. I'm actually kind of worried about that. So so if we break our tactics up sending them overseas, we suddenly become weak, which is bad for us. So as amazingly strong as this is, I think we're just letting it go. And we're going to just put in a rebellion because we know our workers are going to be happy because we're going to be getting happy faces. So, push. Plus rebellion is one of those. Oh, here we go. Before I play my guy can do it. Well, I'm going to bid one and see if they care to stop me. You know what? No, with Homer, I can get wars cheap. I'll bid both, and it's 2 strength anyway. See if anyone fights me. I might have been able to do it with 1. The thing is, why you might want to overbid is that if I do it with 1 and someone else does 2, then I have to have 3, which I didn't have, right? So if I think it's gonna come down to 2, I have to be the one to bid it, if that makes sense. So yes, I'll colonize. This slows down my spike a turn. I don't really mind, because getting those soldiers back will be cheap with Homer, and getting the colony as a 2 strength in an easier way. Yeah, I think I'm going pure military, and I'm going to theocracy and then warfare a bit after. Maybe try to get one of those alchemies or something. So I think we frugality. So the question is how much I want to ride the Homer benefit versus just spiking now, right? Because like I know there's one more colony because I put it in there, the historic territory. So having a 2-person tactic might be kind of nice if I need to contest that colony and then just keep growing up. So I mean, I'm gonna play this, right? I never don't play theocracy, I think. So I start getting culture and stuff. And so now I'm tied in strength with 2 militaries. I could either forego my Homer. I think I want to let Homer proc one more time. I think I want to have a turn where I grow food and avoid corruption. Oh, wow, yeah. Then I definitely need to save Homer because it looks like even growing food, I still need to build something. So I can't even take warfare. I think this is maybe a sign I just grab this. I hope to grab the second warfare or something. I hope to grab an alchemy and upgrade both of these. Still floating the 1 worker. Or, actually, I'm building so many units that maybe I instead of this, I do just grab more food. make sure I can keep... I mean, I can grow one more next turn, but then after that's going to start getting harder and harder. And I've got the happy faces for a while to keep it up. It's hard between the science and the... But I think I'm fine with just 2 science, because hopefully I grab an alchemy. And if I don't, then I'll still have enough to get like one more good thing coming up. What's hard is that with these remaining reds, it's not really certain what to do. I kind of want to have this because it's a little bit less efficient, but it's much better for colonizing, and I know colonies are coming up, right? So basically, my thought is, either way, I might want to play a tactic just to not to discard a tactic, even if I draw one less. And if I take this guy, then next turn I can, yeah, have the just... But this is just better. So it takes me 4 soldiers to get the same strength as 3 soldiers here. But then this 3 strength is more fragile. But you know what? Historic territory is just not that important. I think I'm going to just say getting the strategic was already enough. And even that, it was only enough because it gave me strength directly to replenish the fact that I was losing strength. I think I'm just giving up on the colony and discarding this. And I'm definitely discarding this. And now, thanks to Alexandria and my red actions, I'll have to discard. Boom. Lots of aggressions in my hand, that's exciting. Oh, there's a swordsman too, that's kind of cool. I could at least be upgrading these warriors. I'm definitely looking at one of the alchemies. Yep. Peace. Oh, and they fought for it, so we still had to pay a lot for it. That's cool. Oh! He's probably building up his military. If he doesn't, I can play aggressions even before the spike, which is hilarious. I assume, yeah, you're getting strength. Oh, you're the strongest. That's adorable. I see you, alchemy. I see you. Iron's still going to be at 3, so I don't think I can afford that. So, rats. I should have mentioned rats earlier. Rats is one of the very most impactful event cards in the whole game. You can lose the game if a rats comes, you're not ready for it. Which is why it's pretty good to play rats whenever you get it. Because even if you're the kind of player, like doing the sort of strategy where rats hurts you, the fact that you know it's coming just means you can adapt and everybody else gets hurt by it. So I think we're going to rats on that strength. I mean, so there are aggressions. I guess we actually don't have terrible odds. Green can play 2 cards, so green needs one of these 4 cards to be a colony military card. Having said that, we haven't seen a single one. So when we look at the deck's colony military cards, he only needs 1 to tie us. And given that we haven't seen any at all, it just increases his chance pretty big he's going to have it. So I think we're fine doing rats. And seeing what pops up here. There's one, okay. I think we're taking this alchemy, friends. Because since we're going for so heavy military, it pinches our food pool a lot. And that's why alchemy is nice, because we've already got this philosopher, and so getting to get more science through just an upgrade. It's nice to be able to use people just through upgrading instead of needing to build more. Because we're already going to go out of pop right now, right? Because we need to do that. We need to build 2 warriors. Getting the Homer benefit one last time. We definitely want to not save the civil. We want to improve Alexandria. Because now it gives a happy face. And then, my friends. Yeah, I think I'm pretty okay with taking the more fragile. I think whatever the Genghis hangover does to us, I think the 3 turns of aggressions are gonna make up for. So now the question is, do we take alchemy like I've been saying? I want it. I do want it. Has that efficiency saving the pop? The problem is the two swordsmen have clumped here. It is very unlikely that either of these swordsmen makes it to us, right? Given that, you know what else happens to the population is here. We spent 3. This basically makes us take 1 pop and make them more efficient. This also is going to let us take 3 and make them more efficient at the thing we're doing. So I think that it's now or never on swordsmen. And imagine a world where these happen. We get through age 1, and then the age 2 riflemen are just delayed, right? That would really, really, really suck, my friends. So I think we are saying we're going to just have to play a low science strategy and let library take us through. Let alchemy pass. Hopefully we get the 2nd level philosophy buildings, but I think we're just taking swordsmen so that we can focus ourselves on military might without growing too much. Because you see our happy faces are kind of stalling out here. We're going to be able to build 1 more pop, and then we're going to kind of want to sit there until we get some good food or happy faces or whatever. So I think we are just taking a tier 2 swordsman and just making sure we can keep our military growing and growing and growing efficiently without spending any more people. And like I said, we're definitely not colonizing anything else anymore. So it's a bit of a shame we put in that territory, but a bit hard to predict this game. So now we look at he's getting 3 culture return, but I'm effectively getting 4 culture return from, or 5 culture return from Genghis Khan. So I'm actually going to be the culture powerhouse even before all aggressions and stuff. Oh, they're aggressing upon each other. We're going to just screw up red, right? Red is our enemy here, for sure. Look at that culture. I mean, yellow scares me a bit because yellow's going to be able to copy my tactic. Or no, red also has. Red's the one with more knights even. Yeah, we definitely want to put down red this turn then. As fun as it is to bully green. Oh shit, red's got a government with 4 reds though, so we might have to. So I want to bully red because he's the most dangerous by far. Oh crap. I can't believe this. It made it. We didn't have to spend 2 civils. Well, you gotta take gambles, right? Or, I mean, don't want to take gambles. Sometimes you have to. Here, I'm glad I took the sure thing, even if it sucks now sitting and looking at it this turn. So this is the problem. A 5 strength difference in Era 1 is pretty okay most of the time. However, because Caesar gives him the red, and something else is giving him the red. I'm not actually sure what is giving him that next red. What's giving you the other red, buddy? Oh, the pact. Right. Open borders. No? That's... yeah, it is open borders. So that means because he's got 4 cards, he can spend 4 cards defending himself, so only one of these cards needs to be a military card. That is a lot worse odds. Normally, right, with a 5 strength difference, they need 2 cards to be military cards, which is a lot less likely. But because he can play so many, only one of them needs to be a double, because then it would be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I think we have to pick on green, which I feel bad about, because green sucks, and red is our enemy, for sure. But until we actually get these swordsmen upgrading, so it's good we grabbed swordsmen, because we need them to try to keep red down. But this turn, I think we have to do something like this. And we're probably going to just take iron, because we don't really need more food. Because once we do 1 more pop growth, like I said, we're kind of sitting in a spot where we're waiting to see how we're getting more happy faces. Probably the Great Wall, honestly. Since we're using infantry as cavalry, Great Wall is actually excellent for us. Because then we're going to get the extra strength for them while still getting the cavalry tech with Genghis. And then when Genghis goes, we'll need to switch techs, but we'll still have a military infantry army that's good with Great Wall. So this is what we want. I think we're going to pass Iron by, too. Or at least we're going to see if it makes it down, and we're going to not suspect it will. Yep. And so this turn we're going to... probably just, I mean, so I really want to... okay, you know what? No. I really want to do a devastating one to red. I think we just want to blow up his drama so he's not getting all this culture. So we're going to save the impactful raid for him. But the enslave, I mean, we may as well just keep keeping Barbarossa down, because losing that worker, since he's already using one as a discontent, and he's Barbarossa, who can grow fast, losing the worker will really suck for him. So we're going to enslave, I think. No, actually the corruption, though. Getting the 3 is already going to be hard enough to do. Getting the 4 is worse, and I want to have 2 red actions to upgrade with. So yeah, we'll just plunder. We'll just plunder Barbarossa. We might actually be corrupt from this plunder, but we'll see what happens. I mean, I could actually get enough food to double grow. Maybe I will. Actually. Just so I have more workers to do stuff with. Problem is I'm not going to really have the civils to do it, though. I'm really getting pinched on civils this turn. Maybe I'll take enough food so that I can grow once this turn and once next turn, right? So if I'll be broke, it will still cost 3, so I'll take 1 food and 2 ore. That's what we'll do. So I can do 1 growth, and then next turn I can do 1 more. And then my happy faces will be balanced, and I'll be only getting 1 food a turn, but whatever. So I definitely want a swordsman, so I can partially deal with this ore problem by getting to do this twice. It only saves me 2, but I can still do it with reds, which is what's important. And I get to become even stronger. So now I've got yellows. And, I mean, since this doesn't have the same build stuff events, I can just build something. So let's definitely get an alchemy. And so this still being corrupt, this is where I think we just eat it. And we just say, whatever. So I mean, I could have taken food. And I mean, technically I could go back and replay that whole turn to kick food. But I would also really like a breakthrough. Or an engineering genius, actually, for the wall. You know what, I'm gonna... So this is something that's really annoying to do in the tabletop. Since I'm playing a single-player version of the app, I am allowed to do this. So let's see what happens if I say, yeah, this costs civils, and then it has this problem, right? Where, like I said, I'm building a worker I won't use. So So I'm losing extra food a turn. But in terms of a way to deal with corruption, this is just a really efficient way to become uncorrupt. Because I see even before the reds I'm not corrupt. I'm still doing this and this. So I guess let's do it then. It costs me more food, but it saves me ore via corruption and just gets the growing done. Then next turn I can try to enslave red and still upgrade 1 more swordsman. Grab the Great Wall. I won't have engineering genius. I don't really need it though. Doing okay on ore. And if iron makes it to me, I'll grab it. I'm just not going to pay double for it, because for a turn, given all these aggressions, giving me rocks is plenty. Ooh! So this is annoying, right? This is good, and because everybody passed, this only cost me 1. You may think, great! Great, great, great. Value, value. Here, dear reader, is the problem. This is red's turn. And what it means is that there's going to be 2 more phases where this card, which since it's age 1 and not A, it could reference the strongest player and stuff. I will not be strongest because I'm diffusing my tactic. This is what I was telling you about, where being good at military almost necessarily means being bad at colonization, because generally speaking, you become the strongest in military by hitting a spike with your tactic, and that's what gives you that last bump. And then that bump tends to be extra fragile, as we see here. I can take 1 strength of dudes and lose 5 strength. So, this is worth it in the sense that I can keep procrastinating on happy faces. And I will have, on my next turn, I just need to build 1 more swordsman and I'm right back in the game. Is it worth, given being weak? And in this case, what makes it is that I will still be in the strongest ones, so up to Barbarossa's turn, and Barbarossa, because Barbarossa can only become strong on his own turn, right? I think I'm okay with this only because it means all that happens, I won't get the benefit accorded to the strongest, right? Because first player wins ties. So when yellow plays an event, yellow will be the strongest instead of me. That's the only impact. But I have lost games where I became the weakest doing a colonization on the first player's event phase, and then having 2 more of them knock me down. But because no one can do an aggression on me for taking this, I am going to do it. Because like I said, the real benefit here is that my happy faces right now, I'm exactly at the limit, and when I grow through this next block, I'm going to need them. Now I can just keep getting these little ancillary happy faces going on. And I mean, I'm going to be changing governments at some point, right? And theocracy, then I'm going to lose that happy face. So until I've got a good long-term happy face strategy, getting them through colonies is a great way to procrastinate. And if everyone else is going to pass, I will bring 1 warrior to colonize. Because I will be able on my turn to, I mean, I guess I don't get to enslave red, so there was a real cost here, actually. Thinking about it, maybe I shouldn't have just because I want the enslave. As fun as it is to pick on green, like, I do want to hurt red. But I'll survive. Oh, who took the Great Wall? It was you? You monster! I really wanted that. Okay, stuff's about to come antiquated, but we're good. We have nothing that we'll lose. Kind of won that warfare, but an iron being up here is cool too. Now his Caesar's gone, so he's weaker. But he's guaranteed to be able to defend because he's 4 and 3, so I guess we're just raiding. No, this enslavement is so strong. We can try to kill his drama, but god, I need to enslave. This is just gonna like make green lose this entire game, this enslave, because he's got a discontent already. This is gonna hurt him so bad. So I think our play, we for sure need to take this guy and make him a swordsman, spike up again. That is always happening. I think now, like I said, we didn't actually need iron, but since we don't have the wall to pursue, we're kind of just like left here without much to do. Why not? Avoid corruption. Get lots of production. We could raid next turn. Hopefully now we can finally pick on red like we want to, because now we're avoiding colonies for sure, right? Since it's a swordsman's value and not just other guys. We know rats is coming, the rebellion's coming, and we're quite happy. Now we need to focus on getting civil actions. That's our next goal. So, Republic is a source of civil actions. Oh my god! Holy shit. That was... Oh my god, this yellow bank's a nightmare. Poor fella. Alright, we need civils. I ideally wouldn't do Republic, because everything Theocracy is giving me, the happy face, the sword, culture, it's all great for me. I could just take strategy, because things that give you reds are really good as the military player. It sounds stupid, but it's worth noting. It's not just for the strength, it's because then I can ensure that I can do an aggression and still draw 3 more cards, which could be more aggressions. So we might just say, screw civils, we're just going to keep on this Genghis train all the way down, and grab strategy. Well, let me see. I can't get red anymore. But yellow's also getting 3 culture a turn now. And the 10 difference is pretty meaningless in the grand scheme of things. It's more about income. So I probably just will raid yellow. As much as I want to pick on red, he took my tactic and got 3 knights. So he's like allowed to defend himself a bit. Of course, now yellow's got Era 2 cards. I guess or no, red doesn't because he spent all his reds. But unfortunately, he still has a guaranteed defense. Otherwise, I'd almost want to go for it just before he gets Era 2s. I could just play the event, but I don't plan on spiking any more than this anytime soon. Building swordsman just for 2 is not a great value proposition. I might grab this strategy, but even then it's like 2 turns to complete it, so... Right? It's a shame. I could revolt into a republic, but actually losing the military action seems wrong to me right now. I think I want strategy and then hope I can get more breakthroughs and stuff. This is just going to be a bad turn. There's nothing for us to do, you can see on the board here. Pretty unfortunate, in fact. We're probably going to focus on the Eiffel Tower. Like I said, what we're planning now is to say we're never going to get a Happy Face Civil. We're just going to cheat him through Homer, through Theocracy, which is going to go away, through our colony. Eiffel Tower, right? We just need a source for stuff. We're going to like upgrade the irons and then tower probably. Or maybe just take the... I don't know. Actually, the 3 civils might be too much. But I don't think we take Republic. And I think we just keep on doing aggressions. What would I be blowing up from you? Oh, a printing press. I'll blow up a printing press. Hell yeah. Get out of here. Okay, he did have a level 2 one. Well, now you don't. For colonizing. You 3-boat asshole who's got Columbus who gets a free colonize anyway. Okay, so this is the hard decision we must make. Is strategy or Eiffel Tower, right? Strategy benefits. Keep on climbing our military up to be the strong boys. We get to draw more aggressions, even on turns we play aggressions. Eiffel Tower benefits. That culture income just has us like beating everybody and setting ourselves up to win. And more happy faces are good because we're trying to avoid ever building a happy face urban building now. That's our sneaky plan. I think no matter what happens, we always do this. And it does not get us out of corruption. What happens if we do this and spend a red on it? I don't think I want to do this. I'm just checking something. Okay, yeah, so if I wanted Eiffel Tower, I could build a 4th swordsman to avoid corruption. But do I want Eiffel Tower? Because that means we're not upgrading an iron, right? If we do it this way. Versus, we can just... That turn seems way too good to not do. Right? Just straight up upgrade both our irons and grab a strategy. Too good not to do. Look at all that iron. And infiltrate. Awesome. And now that we made Columbus discard, if he doesn't get stronger, we'll probably just keep picking on Columbus then. Okay. We're probably going to pass Cole. Since we've already gotten all 4 of our irons upgraded, that's really good. We can totally pass on Cole. Is Tower going to make it to it? What? He's got 1. He's got nowhere to go but up. I guess we did ruin his pop really hard. But, unless you're going to spike hard, Columbus, that still seems a bit inadvisable. Oh, he had a patriotism or something. Okay, he has plans. Yeah, wow. Well, this kind of blows. I don't want to just sit and keep kicking green in the nuts or anything. I want to hurt the good people, but I'm not that much higher. And I could do it with rifles, but that feels the wrong way. Feels like doing things like strategy feels correct. But having already spent all this tempo to get everyone to 1, 6 more science and all that extra turns to go up. But the good news is, look how lucky we got with this Eiffel Tower here. Well, we made it here. Well, yeah, what tactics? Because we do have to start planning for this going away. And this doesn't help us. Every tactic has a horse, which sucks because we are only swords. Something to keep your eyes on. Alright. Alright, right on. So. Ooh. That's kind of cute. 3 civils, basically, for the strongest, which hopefully will be us. With this Columbus spike, it's a bit uncertain. Actually, though, the problem is the deck is so thick. Who knows what the game looks like here, right? I mean, once Genghis is gone, we have a lot of choices for our transition, and in some of them, we are no longer the strongest player. So this worries me. But that's just not who I need to kill. I mean, I guess now he's getting 4 a turn, but even so, this territory war is about to destroy him because he didn't build up for it, because he couldn't. He took his yellows. But I just can't win this aggression against anyone else this turn. So either I play an event. I could just play this as just kind of a generic freebie happy event. Or I infiltrate and I just keep hammering green who doesn't need to be hammered anymore. I already think green is not a threat. Because his yellow bank is just doing so bad, and it's about to get worse with this war over territory. Quite a bit worse. So I think green is out of the game, right? That's my starting thesis. Green is just not a competitor anymore. He's got no idle workers, so everybody Columbus takes, green is disbanding stuff for it. And he already has no military. So, yeah, he's getting 4 culture a turn, but what is he disbanding? Like, bronze and philosophy or something? You know what I mean? Like, just like, where does he go from here? So is it really worth infiltrating him at all? He's the only one I can, but what's the point? So I guess what ones are left, right? Rats is an option. Oh wait, would rats hurt us? Rats actually hurts us pretty bad this turn, so I don't want to hit rats. So yeah, I guess sorry, buddy. But, and I'm actually just going to sit on the infiltrate and hope that a colony comes and makes one of them weaker. I'm actually just going to skip politics entirely. So I get to draw 3 new cards, and, yeah. God, we need civil actions! We need civil actions, my friends. But we love theocracy, so that's hard. So New Tan gives us civil actions, but I think I want to ride Genghis Khan all the way to the end, basically, because he's giving me 3 culture a turn, and as well as the tactic. So tower's pretty good. Just feels so bad with no civils, you know. Oh yeah, I want to do this because of rats, just to make sure it gets done. So Ocean Liner Surface is also fun to just gain pop for free. We don't want to do it because, like I said, since we're doing our weird strategy with Happy Faces to not have any buildings to do it, and to just get miscellaneous Happy Faces all the way through, and because Theocracy going away is already putting us in Happy Face Danger Zone, that only the tower is going to mitigate if we take it. Definitely the tower synergizes with our plan better. Rifleman's a little good, but I'd much rather just play strategy next turn. Kind of a bad bank for us, so we're just... This is just something to do while we wait for the bank to improve, basically. We're going to finish it next turn, we're going to be way the culture leaders, and then we're going to focus not so much on bullying people, as just being unbullyable, because we're about to just, like, take culture lead just straight up. Especially because, remember, we're technically at 5 culture a turn, as long as Genghis keeps proccing, which now we're 2nd strongest, which is still fine. Sad that events that go to the strongest go to yellow, but they won't starting next turn. Ooh, and there's a war for territory. I really hope a colony comes in red or yellow, bites and lowers their strength. I would be a bit worried to declare war over territory. Everyone's just beating up green to take stuff. No, you need to fight each other, red and yellow. Because, yeah, green's losing. Green's losing. He's going to be able to finish this wall, too. He's not doing it now, but he can next turn, I think. Yeah. So I can't territory war red, because that Great Wall is going to change. Oh, wait, is he all horses right now, though? Because that's the reason he's spiking in the first place, right? How many did you get? 3 from the yellow bank. He's an upright. Yeah, green has lost. Green is not a player anymore in this game. You shouldn't worry about him. I'm worrying a lot about red. Ooh, breakthrough nerve idea would be amazing for us. Since we're kind of limping through on some half-assed science. Like 3 while we're waiting for Something good. Okay. He just needed that to not revolt. So that's when he's like super down and out. Organized religion was his path through. I'm actually amazed at how well it seems he's still doing. Maybe he's not out. He's still making 7 a turn? 4 culture a turn? Huh. Maybe green has a small chance still. Okay, anyway. This is a really weird turn. So I could just keep bullying green also just to make sure I get yellows. It feels really bad, but he seems to have bounced back from this amount of losing yellows better than I would have thought. And, like, I do need to get him, right? Because I can't territory war yellow because he's stronger, and then... I guess the good news is, since red is all knights, the Great Wall doesn't actually make him stronger. I don't know why he took it from me, asshole, but, it's one thing to say that, and even so, if you can't... Well, no, maybe this is enough, because you can't play cards during a war, right? And if we look at red's board state, what does he actually have to get stronger? He has grabbing a cannon. Oh, never mind. He can actually... So he can grab a cannon, research it, build one, increasing his strength by 4 to 14, and then switching his tactic to mobile artillery, 15. So if I do this and play strategy, I'm at 16. And he can gain an easy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I should be able to take 1 from him no matter what. Is that enough to say I go for it, though? Oh, no, 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 no. He would also even have to disband to do that. Because he does not have the food to grow on his turn at all. So to even do that, and if he disbands this, then it, like, is pointless. So he would have to disband. So even in that worst case in the territory war where he equalizes stuff, he's still like disbanding a bit, and that still hurts him. I think that's what I do then. I say instead of doing a really good territory war on green where I'm gonna get shit, I just declare a kind of half-assed one against red, and maybe build one more warrior or swordsman just because fuck it. To say. Yeah, just to hurt red, because red getting even close in the war has to disband stuff because of food this turn. So yeah, let's do it. I want to keep red down. Why would you do such a foolish thing? Boom, boom. I think we do, too, just to lock stuff down. Become the very strongest in case events pull it up. And then complete the Eiffel Tower. So now our culture is insane, Aruni, because remember this is actually a 9 with Genghis Khan. So we're just getting points. And then I guess I do grab rifles, man. This is tough. Do I grab cannon under the logic that if somebody else or us with our remaining draws gets a cannon soldier tactic? Because there's not going to be such thing as a pure soldier tack anymore. Yeah, I think that actually convinces me more. I grab this and I just hold on to it until a soldier... Or I'll just show them, yeah. So I'm holding on to this because now fort kind of helps. We have to do a lot of disbanding, which sucks. But we can hold out for defensive army coming up. That's what we're looking for, is someone to play defensive army. Although we still would want riflemen for that. I mean, or we could just say it's not about the tactic and we take this just because we got 4 of these guys. But we could just be disbanding them later and stuff. We'll have enough reds to do a lot of disbanding because, yeah. Because of our good friend strategy. No, I think this is just smarter, though. Don't need to discard anything because of 5 militaries now, so that's awesome. Okay, how much are you going to spike up and what are you going to give up for it? he's taking Napoleon. I hadn't thought about that when I was mathing stuff out. But okay, I'm still taking 2 from him, which is good. That's what I was hoping for. Everybody bullying green. I'm telling you, that's not the problem here. That's not the problem here. Although, I guess I don't blame him too much, because this is still a pretty good spot to be in for having lost so many yellows. But I'm happy that I declared war on red. Quite happy to have done such a thing. I need to get a new leader soon. Genghis does not have long in him to live. 21. He's definitely done his work, but now I'm holding out for a tactic, which is part of why I wanted to get all these extra reds, just to draw tactics. I'm probably grabbing both of the science buffs here. Green is grabbing both the science buffs here. Well, I'm taking scientific method then, 100%. Bunk, bunk. Thank you, sir. How are you sitting? Okay. Still, he's not having happiness problems because he's got drama, but that was good. Okay. Now I can infiltrate, and I think this is a great, now that red has played Napoleon, he just got Napoleon, so infiltrating hurts him really, really bad. I mean, or I could hit, so I can't hit this because he can for sure defend. Hitting Daddy Barb is pointless because he's Arrow 1. So I'm definitely targeting red. The question is, do the Great Wall, just because it's an unfinished wonder, or do I do Napoleon because, like I said, he just played Napoleon. And so the question is basically, we look at red. Yeah, I think I want to do Napoleon because here's what worries me, right? This guy. Oh wait, he let cannons totally go, didn't he? I was gonna say this guy can get cannons at any point, but no, he really can't actually. 2 strength for each different military unit you have. He can get a warrior for a free strength. This is a hard kind of mathy problem. Do I kill the Great Wall or do I kill Napoleon himself? So killing Napoleon means he won't get the civil for replacing with an Arrow 3 leader. He instantly goes down in strength by 2. He doesn't get the 2 military units, and he doesn't have this opportunity to find another military card and increase his strength diversifying. But it already looks kind of hard for him, just given that right now we only see rifles. He doesn't have any in his hand, right? But if it's killing the Great Wall, is that he can't switch to these and get these strength bonuses. He loses the 4 he's already put into it, and he doesn't get the culture happy face. I think killing Napoleon's better though. And how's he on for cards? Oh, actually, though. I'm actually not convinced I can kill him, though, because he's got so many fucking Arrow 2s. And he can play 5 with Napoleon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think somebody else needs to start weakening him before I can go for this infiltrate. And there's no point doing it on Barbarossa. He's got like a turn to live anyway. I think I just put in an event that would be good for me into the deck. I'm ready for rats. I mean, not super, but I'm readier than most. I got enough in my yellow bank that it would really hurt Barbarossa too, so. I guess not too much just because he's getting so much. Triple irrigation. I think I do want to play. So let me look though. So this, again, I don't know if I'll be the strongest by then. Decent chance I won't. Refugees. I intend on being the best in science this turn. My plan is, or next turn, I plan to grab scientific method and upgrade to it from philosophies. So probably by the time it comes up, I'll be the strongest. Especially because I'm really counting on science to give me a good source of civils, because I've been at 4 civils this whole game. So I think that is enough of an argument to, or wait, also am I doing Billy Shakespeare? No, because I'm not going to have libraries and theaters. I don't have either already. So. What leaders are left? Oh, there's a ton. Yeah, that's right. Robespierre, Cook, and Bach are all still fair game. I definitely want... I mean, Cook would be great. I have colonies for culture. Robespierre would be kind of nice. Oh, my phone is yelling at me. I'm doing a stream, so I meant to just turn it off. Okay. What was Bach again? Get you a theater. Yeah. Whereas, so I could do this to go into theaters for culture. I don't want to do Shakespeare because he's library theater pairs. I'm not doing both because I don't even really need one with my weird happy face play. But yeah, I'm going to play popularization of science because by the time it comes up, I'm going to have 2 scientific methods, and that'll be a great 2 scientific methods and a Library of Alexandria. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 science. So I can definitely play this. Nice. Yeah, I'm also just kind of running away with the culture here. It's pretty sick. So yeah, remember kids, civil actions are good, but they're not everything. Look at what we're doing on 4 of them. We don't need coal at all. 4 iron is super sufficient. We can do this next turn. We have a big... okay. Reserves would not be bad for food. Like I said, these cards that don't do it with an action aren't as good, especially when we're as bad as civils as we are. But for food, it could be pretty nice. Because now we've got the happy faces, but the growth you see is next turn we're going to get 1 and it's going to be 4 turns from them. So it might actually be worth... I'm actually in an awkward spot where like corruption is pretty much inevitable because we can't get the scientific method done this turn. We can avoid corruption if we are okay losing strength, but I like the fact that for the next event deck pulls will be stronger than yellow. Because we could spend 1 military to disband a sword, and then we would have a worker to turn into something. But that doesn't seem worth. I think I'm just going to eat the corruption on the chin and just be rich next turn. The question is, do I do reserves? Because when I can build more pop, that will just help a lot for bleeding off some of this excess. Scientific method's going to help a lot too. We don't want efficient upgrade because we're looking to spend. That's kind of our whole problem. And then this is just full of good stuff. Because this navigation is going to be really sick. Because now we're floating our spare sword, so we can bring him to colonies. Right. And once we become the scientific powerhouse next turn, so like next turn we're going to have 7 science. We're probably going to be able to afford both of these upgrades, right? 10, we definitely should be able to, even through corruption. So then that's 7 science we're going to get. We have 1 already. We can afford navigation the turn after that, easy as pie. However, I think at this point we just take rifles for, like we already said, just the whole fact, like right now if we had rifles it'd be amazing, right? Because we have all these reds and we're corrupt. So if we had something to do with them, that'd be fantastic. So I think we definitely take rifles. And I think because we want rifles so bad, that's a good sign that, okay, well, we're just taking this reserves to get food with. And then we're going to get to draw only 3. That's the limit, unfortunately. But yeah, there's just... I don't like disbanding that sword to remove corruption, especially because if a colony comes for cheap, like no one else wants it, we can have our 4th sword go to that colony. So, yeah, in the turn. You get to keep all these because we have the hand limit from Alexandria. It's so sick. We're about to become weaker. In 2 turns, probably. We're going to let these leaders come down to us. Because Barbarossa can take them, but Napoleon and Newton are H2, so... Oh, you got the Navy anyway. So, yeah, pretty soon we're going to become weak. So we are really got to look out for good tactics and stuff. Boom! Hell yeah! I can't believe we have the most. We have no hat just because of our grabbing them through stuff. So Robespierre and Cook are both great. Cook is a little bit better because Robespierre, his whole benefit is you can use your reds to revolt. But since we've got so many reds, this hurts more, right? And because we're going to be good at science. So we're probably going to take Constitutional Monarchy just legit. Or maybe wait for an Era 3 government. It depends if there's one like early on the board. Oh, this sucks. Oh, never mind, it doesn't. I was saying I was really hoping for the refund, but we can't. But because the thing is pushing so fast, it means these guys will both cost 1. We're probably taking Cook, though. But yeah, we're going to become weak this turn, and it's going to suck. Oh my god, there's so much I want to do. Well, or we could do the Robespierre now, because I want that railroad bad also. So this is This is a bit of a mind-melting turn because we've got so much ore to spend, right? There's a lot we can do. Because here's a play. Here's a play. Robespierre replaces Genghis. We instantly drop in strength by 4. This sucks, but we're going to have so many cards we can hold. We're not really a good aggression target. They could try for a war, but even then, I feel like you go to war with green, because wars are scale dependent. We would be strong enough to at least hold out. We were smart, like I said, we didn't assume we'd be strongest on the next cycle of the event deck. We didn't put any strength events in there. Okay, so in the world where all this goes down, right? Then we say, even though we've got many reds, we're going to use them all, not draw anything new, to do Robespierre. So then Robespierre replaces Genghis. We instantly grab this monarchy for 2 civils, play it for 3. No, it's just not nearly as smart as playing scientific method. We'd have to spend a couple more turns without having reds, but God, I hate passing the railroad. I love the railroad so much, but we have to pass it. We don't have the whites for it. And actually, not only that, but our whole problem with civils, I don't even think we take monarchy. I think we like take Cook, play him, method, and then just start upgrading. We're starting to get really pinched by having civils. Oh, never mind. We might just take justice system this turn and take scientific in 2 turns. No, because this only gives 1. God, oh, this just feels really bad. I might put in a... No, I'm not putting in historic territory now. They've each got 3 civilization points. I think I might put in emigration because we are just not playing with discontent. And it's one of those that even if your strategy... It's like rats, where even if you normally might need to float discontent workers, just knowing immigration in the pool, it automatically is a better card for you just because you won't float discontent when you otherwise might have. I mean, I could kill Barbarossa. Doesn't seem like much point. Just deny a civil, I guess. I guess I get 3 culture also. So maybe I do just while I'm strong. Pop one last memory before I'm looking. The rest of the game I'm probably going to be just looking to be not aggressible. Because my culture lead is so big now. I don't need to be the strongest. I just need to be not so much weaker that you can use aggressions on me. And if you declare a war, it will be a small win. Plus, I mean, once I upgrade my science, I've got these cannon and rifles. If a good tactic later does present itself, then I can try to become militarily strong again. And there's this bad boy too, but I think I might just kill Barbarossa for the deny the civil action and get 3 culture. Fun to kill the Kremlin, but he doesn't even have the happiness to do this. I don't know. Okay. Alternatively, though, since I'm first player, I'm the strongest for whatever these events are. No, I would really hate the rats to come right now. So sure, we'll just kill Barbarossa. This doesn't let me do the Robespierre monarchy, but I think I was already dedicating to not doing that because I really just need to this turn get the double scientific method and snowball science rather than spending all my science and having to slowly limp up to 6 before I can go up like that. Boom. Lose a civil, nerd. Rats protection. Yep, and then... Oh wait, I don't even get cooked though. Alright, well then in this case, here's what I think happens. We play it, we get 1, we play cook, and then we rats protection. There we go, no corruption. We're still missing a bit of opportunities still on the table for science. We're not getting both of them, but this way we are getting the cook culture, snowballing a lot. Because we would not get this civil refund after this turn. Genghis would for sure become antiquated. Yeah, and then now if rats comes, we have built the guy into food. Because now it's a 1/3 chance of someone plays an event. So we're really happy to have done it. Okay, discard phase. Well, this is about to go away as soon as this flips, so it's the obvious one. And then it's just sort of what... We don't think we're likely to become strongest again, and if we are, we don't think we'll know about it that soon in advance. Refugees is a bit easier, so because it also penalizes the weakest, we don't think we're ever going to be the weakest. We can leave refugees alone to say even if we won't get the pop, we'd be happy to have the weakest lose the pop. That might be more plausible. Actually, remember, we're not going to play 2 pacts. You can only have 1 active pact. So I'm going to get rid of International Trade Agreement. There's a slight chance I want to play this, but even then that's pretty unlikely. Most of these are just defense fodder if I get aggressions because I can play 5 cards. So many wars. So probably we're grabbing this monarchy and just going to play into it legit. Unless on our turn we see a tier 3 government in the pool. Then we might. There we go. Losing the yellows from the bank. Okay, so that stopped our growth entirely. Which is fine. 2 more workers, that's all we get. I mean, it's not... We weren't going to get that much money until we get a food tech, so... We might just kind of sit here. I mean, we've got the reserves to, not even get us there, but... If we get food some other way, add to it. I don't know. This guy's got a lot of blue techs, holy moly. I guess he's getting lots of science too with Newton. 7. We'll be beating him next turn, but not this turn. Or we'll be tied with him next turn, rather. We have 2 colonies, right? So, yeah. Cook's giving us 3. It's pretty nice. Same Genghis was, basically. Get Gandhi. We might take Gandhi. Make it hard for people to get aggression on us, get even more cultures. You don't want to use Gandhi like when you're at like 3 strength, because then people will do the war anyway. But if you can make it so that it's really hard to declare a war and ramp up anymore in the same turn. Bill Gates is also insanely strong though. I feel like Through the Ages is mostly pretty well balanced. I think if Bill Gates comes in the first half of Era 3, he can be game warping. We really want him. We're hoping we can wait a turn for him though, because all these leaders up here, and because Cook is so good for us. But I don't think Cook is so good for us we want to play any more colonies, even though we can play 2 military cards as colony points. They get free, just for free, so no. Could just keep 2 aggressions on green. I don't really think we need to hurt him, but he's the only one I can aggress at all. And killing an organized religion would be pretty sweet, so yeah. And I get even more ore to do something with. Sure. For sure his happiness needs to go. Punishes yellow banks. Yeah, just his happiness. That's what he gets for not having any yellow banks because we kept blowing him up. So now this is tough. This would give us something to do right now with all of our ore. Upgrade all these guys. I would really, really like to just get one of these without a revolution on a subsequent turn here. I mean, I'm always doing this. And now even with reserves I can't. Before reserves was going to let me grow and pop, but because I got the 1 extra, now it's just... Or I lost the yellow bank from the age. This is just it. Yeah, so ultimately my problem here is because I'm relatively... Theocracy only has an urban build... Oh, wait, there's 3! I thought Theocracy was only an urban building limit of 2. So, I mean, I could just... And prep for Bill Gates if I want later. Okay, well, I'm gonna do this anyway, but this still doesn't get me out of corruption. And I can't do a 4th. I just don't want more iron. That just does not seem relevant at all to me. And it doesn't seem right to just build a 5th swordsman. I might just eat this. I mean, 8 and 10. This is so much ore. I think maybe I just won't let that much, like, guide my decision making. And then I think I might just grab... Because I can afford either use that or Revolution then next turn. And then try to get a good leader and go from there. So the question is... I think Republic is fine, too, because I'm already getting 2 more reds from strategy. I think 4 reds when I'm looking to just be defensive and not offensive is good. And it would be kind of fun to wait for an Era 3 government. Problem is I don't know when they're coming. And I could always waste these civils. But I think like I've gone so slong on these low civil counts that well, I mean, on the one hand, when you look at where I'm sitting right now, like, I have civils and nothing to do with them. And that's my whole deal, right? So do I just grab like a justice system? Because this also is going to make me lose the happy face in the culture, going off theocracy. So maybe instead, I just take justice system. I mean, if I could play it this turn, I wouldn't even be corrupt. I just barely can't play it. And then selective breeding. I can play those both next turn. This seems smarter than upgrading change the government, because theocracy, I still like what it's given me. Oh wait, but actually, I can do something even smarter than that. Because now that I know I'm taking Justice System and I can afford it next turn no matter what, now I can play Rifleman, and now I'll just avoid corruption. Doing just 1, and I can always do more later if I need to. But save them otherwise, so that I can do some other cool shit. Actually, maybe I'll even just do a second, just to be sure. Because there's no tactic I can switch to right now. Yeah, and then I can try to, like, I'll Justice System Bill Gates or something next turn. Try for the... Yeah, I don't have a food tech here, but I can always disband the Swordsman if I need... Swordsman if I need to. I'm getting more strength from rifles. Yeah, I like this. Don't want It's really nice to have all these reds even though I'm not fighting anymore, just for the defense. What? That was kind of stupid. Look at the bottom. You just took all of his light bulbs. You can't. You have 22 science and you're not going to get a tech this turn yet. Fucking dillweed. What is wrong with you? So now our focus, we're doing pretty well, is on our getting an Age 3 leader ready to go. And then we're looking for an Age 3 wonder. It's pretty hard to win without completing an Age 3 wonder. And Hollywood is worthless to us. So we're fine with spaceflight, fine with internet, fine with fast food chains. Not Hollywood. Culture war declared. Alright, you kids fight among yourselves. I'm gonna keep being awesome. Yeah, I like skipping the Era 2 governments as well. We'll get a good 3-1 if we need to, but just taking Justice System for the 5th Civil and the extra blue cubes, I really like this. And we're definitely, I think, grabbing Billy Gates if he makes it to us. He is so good. Wouldn't mind mechanized agriculture as well, because there's impact of agriculture in our hand. Because, like, it looks like our eyes are getting too big for our stomach with all this science, but with 10 science a turn, you can get a lot of scientific stuff. So my spoiler alert to you. And with Bill Gates, we're going to have even more incentive to... I'm going to get a peace treaty. Okay, well, as long as yellow goes to war with red next. I mean, otherwise it sucks that yellow's going to get a lot of points from this culture war. And I can't really fight yellow, so I'm hoping that red takes on that burden. Unless something good comes up over here. I mean, there's tanks for the tactics. I'm surprised I haven't drawn any good ones. Okay, now he's Gandhi. Well, whatever. We have Bill. The question is, do we assume... I think I'm going to grab mechanized agriculture just to sit on it. And do it, like, next turn. Yeah, with tanks, I mean, there's like a world where we could spike up our military again, but I think we just let it go. And assume that even if they're getting a culture war and stuff, we're going to pull ahead from our what we have extra now, from this additional, from whatever wonder, whatever text and stuff. Yeah. Try to get computers when it wraps around. We definitely don't want terrorism. Yeah, we're going to play immigration. We do not suspect we're going to have discontent workers. Well, I mean, in a world where we get rid of theocracy for democracy and we don't get another happy face immediately. But I mean, I could just grab happy face tech also. I don't know. It's kind of hard. I would like to rats now. 9 and 9. We gotta try. We gotta play an event. So there's, you know what? Might just do iconoclasm. No, actually, this really sucks when you've got Bill Gates, because what can happen then is that if this gets played in era 4, like the last turns of the game, you lose Bill Gates, and normally, like, well, losing your leader only in the last turn doesn't mean much. Well, it means a lot when you're gonna get additional culture at the very end of the game. So this is a no-go if we're going Bill Gates. We might have discontent workers. We're almost certainly gonna have the most. We're in scared of territories. We're just going to take immigration and hopefully we never get unhappy even with our theocracy going away. Okay. That wasn't good for us, but we were hoping for rats. The problem with taking Bill Gates, I mean, he's really strong, right? What does kind of stink is that we don't need any more stone until we've got something to do with it. And we lose 3 culture when we lose Cook. So we might actually not play Bill Gates for a turn or 2. I'm imagining a world where we get something good to do first. More specifically, I'm imagining taking movies and not even taking justice system this turn. Or actually probably taking mechanized agriculture this turn. Yes. What if so? Like, look at this. Or no, look at this. Because now, we'll even have, like, we'll be able to start growing in that. We'll get something for happy faces next turn. And we'll do a justice system next turn, and then that's when we'll play Bill Gates. We're going to let Cook give us culture a couple more turns, because we just don't need the stones yet. Because we don't have the workers to build new things. But then as soon as we can, we'll play him then. This seems smartest. And plus, we have got impact of agriculture, and now with 2 of these, making 10, like, it's going to put us, like, really strong. So we'll be able to play this next turn. Yeah, there were a lot of ways to play this, but like, look how long we're going on four civils, my friends. There's a culture war. Oh, we aggressed on Gandhi, so we can keep doing wars. That's interesting. So yellow is our main threat, probably. Napoleon's higher up, but less per turn. And yellow's got the 8 science a turn. Yeah, but I think we're still kind of in a good lead. Yeah, if we get computers, then we Bill Gates the turn where we play computers. That's kind of important, because we might not ever use this reserves. There's another great example. Remember when I told you, like, I had all this specific logic for why I'll take this reserves? Even then, the cards that don't do things for actions, quite hard to justify unless you're playing. So, like, if you took the government that gives you all the civils really early, then those cards become better because you can get in spots pretty quick when you've got 6 or 7 civils where there's literally nothing good to do. Okay, that culture war didn't end up too bad for us. Okay, this kind of stinks, but the good news is we'll go up a bunch every turn, even though we can't grow this turn, which we would have liked. We bounce back from rats okay, and green still doesn't get 2, and yellow still doesn't get 2. So I'm pretty okay with that rats coming when it did. Because 5 may seem bad, but we just, like, we were starting from 1, right? It's not like we even had a ton to begin with. If we can get this computers, no. Damn it. We want computers. I don't know if I can justify spending 3, though. Can you keep bullying? I think I need to keep bullying green just because I can't take from anybody else, and I want to have culture, so... Sorry, Whipping Boy, but I'm not going to do better than play a card for 7, and I might not have that option later. Like, obviously agriculture's good, but I might not be able to take this one later, because I don't intend on spiking ever again, I don't think. I think I'm going to be just kind of weak, but not so weak you can aggress me. So, give me them cultures, boy. Okay, now we finally get our civils. And we finally get Bill Gates. Actually, I think we might just grab computers for 3. Look, we're not even corrupt with 16. Actually, in that case, I don't think I need more. Well, I can get 6 more, but I give up 3 culture. It's kind of hard to say if I actually want to do that. Well, let's do it and do that and do that. Say, instead of culture, instead of computers, if I'm only going to get 9, that's still, like, this is still super fine, right? To get the 6 or 9, like, I don't need upgrade to computers, honestly. I don't need upgrade to oil either. This is 14, it's plenty to spend. So I just need the food so I can keep it going. So now I need something that gives happiness, which is not coming up this turn. But I can grab something. If in case I need to get military. Since I haven't researched the cannon, I guess I could grab the rockets and the revolutionary idea. Normally, I would say this because, again, blues are when you got really good science and I don't need to do anything else with it. It's just, they don't stack. So since I got strategy, which is level 2, taking level 3 military theory is really unappealing. Because the blue text with the same symbol don't stack. Yeah, I really want one of these buildings. But I'll just take whatever comes to me. And I do need a happiness source now, a legit one. Because I'm about to start having that, since I'll actually be able to grow my food now. I mean, there's always the level 1 temples that I need to, but hopefully not. I have so much better food, and I have this to actually handle it, so yeah. Rev idea to get something, and then I guess, even though we've got a 2 reserves we already weren't using, I mean, unless I just want modern infantry to keep upgrading to this man's tree here? I mean, yeah, I guess if I've got the guys here, might as well? Or do I take rockets, hope a good tech finally comes up, and then I can actually culture war red or yellow? There is a world where if I have... Well, I guess the problem is now it'd be antiquated, right? Or... It's hard to say what to do now. I don't think I want another reserves. It's hard to know if any of these are going to come up. I really wish there was like a happiness thing down here. Or something. I don't think I need the 2. I guess I do want the 2 food ones for, yeah. I think I just grab modern infantry. Just to not need to disband. Just so I can get all the value I've already tied up in these guys. Discard territory. Oh, this is going to be really good too. Because we're presumably, I mean, right now we're losing at Tiello, but we're presumably... Actually, we might not outpace him because he's not getting that much less than us. And right now, he certainly beats us, right? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whereas we're on 5. So maybe I don't. I should hold on to it, though, because we might. Like I said, this is just too dangerous to Bill Gates. So yeah, that was the ones with discard. And then terrorism, actually, doing pretty easy discard. Ooh, that's good for us. Especially because we're planning to get another kind of urban building. We also need to keep our civils ready for whatever wonder we build. We really need an Air 3 wonder. Yeah, they're starting to get a lot more culture than us each turn. But we've got much better production to try to skyrocket in the final turns here. But they are... Which is actually silly of them. They shouldn't try to deplete the card row so hard. Because that is the main thing that's keeping me down, right? Is, or sorry, I phrased that wrong. They are getting more that turn than me right now, but I've got more production. I think they would rather just try to let the game roll on enough turns that they can start catching up to me. Because like next turn with Churchill, he beats me. My lead. Like I got more early on, and now they're getting more than me a turn, and they want to keep it up until that stops, you would think. But they're not, so... Oh, he took fast food. Fast food would have been amazing for me, because I've got the, Oh, shit! This is terrifying. The Wonders just had this really shit draw for us. So, Hollywood is, like, my option. But I don't have theaters or libraries. I might grab one of those, but, yeah, that's space flight. That's fast food. So, either I hope against hope that when internet comes I can take it, or I do Hollywood. That sucks. Well, let's get Impact Agriculture in there. You know we want it. Amazing. So I wish we had fast food. I guess we're just doing multimedia then, right? Feels bad though. But doesn't feel like we have any other real choice. Yeah, we're gonna be corrupt, but there's no way around it. I guess the way around it is to build modern infantry, but I guess not meh. We're in aggression range now, so let us actually do this. Now we have enough that they can't do an aggression. Do I do enough to avoid corruption? I mean, I kind of want to keep all this, but how much does it cost to... Okay, even if all four of them doesn't. So yeah, here, we're out of that. We'll just pay the 2 to corruption. We'll have still a ton next turn. And then I guess I just have to, like, do multimedia, build multimedia. This sucks. This really sucks. We might actually lose after all this greatness we've been doing. Just trying to count on Bill Gates now. Yeah, I'm aware. Because the terrorist is probably going to be green. Spoiler alert. So no terrorism. Doesn't really matter actually. I think it's alright about it, but there's like 2 of these I can ever play. I can play this for sure. Haha, I have an idle worker. You don't have to just destroy stuff. Kinda froze the game there. Okay. There's only gonna be like 2 more turns. Democracy will be good though. Can we... Oh, we've got Rev Idea, so we can. We're probably gonna grab it then. Get the culture and then get more whites. We really need whites now. Especially because we were really holding out for, Oh, engineering already got taken and I missed it. That's bad. I thought we were still out there somewhere. We really need, like, 2 more turns. But we might only get... I guess we're gonna get 2 more turns, because it's gonna end on, like, my turn or Green's turn. So then there'll be that turn and then everyone gets 1 more. It only ends the game if if you end the deck on first player's turn, everyone gets 1 more turn. If it ends on anybody else's turn, it like finishes that half, or like it gets back to red. Red will always get 1 more turn, and then everyone goes from there and gets their last turns. Still not great, but democracy will fall down to 2 at least. Might even to 1 depending on what green does here. That's fun. Can get happy faces at least. Definitely taking democracy so I have more whites. Because I have all the food and the ore to really get stuff done. I just don't have much to do. And because democracy gives flat culture, which I really need. Because I'm getting outpaced here. So now you see why I wanted to hurt red. You know, if I hadn't taken his yellow banks, who knows what the situation would be like. The democracy fell down to 1, which is really nice. And it ended here. And there's a movies. Which I would also like for Hollywood. Is my source of happiness over pro sports. But anyway. I make the most science, right? No, second most. Yellow makes the most. And there's no more computers left, so that's not going to change. Colonies. 1, 1, 0, 2. Impact colonies. Brilliant. Whoosh. Okay. Yeah, I didn't need this, I don't think. Okay. Democracy. Rev idea democracy. I need happiness. This really sucks, because movies would have been a good source for it. Because I need theaters, but 3 civils, it really wastes this turn. It might still be the play, though. Right, if I... Oh, I don't have the science, obviously, this turn to get it anyway. Am I building a fucking Age 1 church, then? Life is stupid. It's called... Culture is culture, I guess. Wow, this is dumb. And then I have a discontent, which I don't want to do because I know emigration's in there. Because I put it there. Man, my kingdom for some happy faces, huh? This is such a good play, but then my follow-ups are pretty bad. I think this is where we disband. Because now I can just secure movies for next turn as my happiness source. And then not even grow that for corruption. I'll deal. Well, actually, I'll just do this. Just at least have that secured. Oh, well, actually, I'll have the very little money then, because this is already going to cost me 11. God, this is bad. Bad. I don't actually think I can do democracy, for all I was excited about it. I think what we need to do is something like... What if I go all the way back here and I... Corruption still takes 4. Well, I guess if I do this, then this is like free, right? Because corruption's 2. I'd have 15. I would need 16. I'm not even doing Hollywood in that plan. I don't think I can get the movies for 4. The last turns are always a lot longer because of this. It's just, I don't know if I can, like, having to play the Rev idea for the democracy kills so much of the benefit for it. I don't know if I can democracy. Problem is just, yeah, my whole happy face plan just kind of got trolled by how everything fell down. So I guess it's like... But that just is so stupid to do this way. Because for better or for worse, Hollywood is the one I picked because internet ended up being at the very bottom. And right now it's giving me no points. I need Hollywood to give me points. But I can't do it with movies, so it has to be through multimedia. So I think this is just going to be a lot of, you guys get 1 turn to attack me, but you can't do a war, and I can defend aggressions pretty well with all this stuff in my hand. So we're just going to disband the hell out of our military. Pull this kind of stuff. And maybe sit on democracy, so that we can play it on our very, very last turn. If, yeah, we'll just play it on our last turn. Get through more culture and some actions for that turn specifically, but if we do it this way and then we do this, and now the corruption takes our food, which is what we've wanted all along. because we have 39 of it, so we don't care losing more. And this one we actually do take our reserves, because we're going to need that to have enough to try to build another multimedia. So Hollywood gives us more points. And we can float a discontent workaround specifically the last turn, and that's fine. Yeah, I'm fine losing food. I got a lot of it, buddy. Okay, so looking at the impacts, we probably want to play architecture because we're doing so well on urbans, and we're going to be doing better next turn. If you look at our opponents, they are not nearly so comparable. Yeah, there's like no way we want to play progress versus yellow. Actually, just because this is literally worthless now, so there. Don't need to overthink things too much. Haha. Now you can't even get more pop. You're out of yellow bank, because I took them from ya! Now we got something, okay. I don't care about discontent now, because it's not going to matter on my last turn, so. That's what I'll do. Yeah, they're almost certainly going to deny movies just to deny it. What is the point of this? I guess, do you need that to finish building? Oh, he can't even finish fast food. He just took it to deny it from us. Oh, he had engineering genius, so he can. But he didn't? I wasn't paying full attention to your board. That was almost certainly not the correct move. It's really important to finish your final wonders. Lots of points. Now they're just taking stuff to take it, because they're all jerks. Alright, so where's the 151, 122, 140? Yeah, I think we still have this. Because we're going to get to put in... So yeah, we produce... Oh, are we up to most now? So we do produce the most science... 15, and the second most is yellow, and red is our biggest threat, and he is third. So, on the other hand, if we look at impact of architecture, then that gives us 6, 7, 8, 9, almost certainly 10, 11, 12 is what we're doing. And that gives you 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, actually, he wins it. Okay, then yes, we're doing science. There we go. Boom, suckers! Okay. Democracy. Let's go ahead and do peacefully, friends, because we've got it, and that's the last science you can do. And gain that. Grow, grow. Grow your boat. Oh, damn it, we can't do this play to avoid an uprising because, Oh, that's fine. I'm just going to disband more military then. So, we'll grow 2, and then we'll disband you, and you become... This is multimedia, right? Oh, wait. I don't have... Wait, what? Even with the reserves, I don't have enough? Oh, I don't have the tokens! Fuck. So I need to do this. I didn't realize that I wasn't going to have all my stuff because of token problems. So this really sucks because I'm only going to be able to... So I'm going to have to, Or no, I can still make this work, right? I just have to build this first. No. Because I just won't have enough no matter what. Yeah, so I'm only going to get 6 points from Hollywood. That's terrible. But that's what happens when I forgot to remember that my cubes are limited. And even though they're the super efficient. So I actually should not have upgraded all those. Muy low. It's an extra impact of agriculture, but it kind of sucked how it ended there. Oh well, now we'll just, yeah. Okay, something scores your number of workers. I will have the most workers, my friends. Nothing else to do. And I will build one of these after Hollywood. Or no, I can't build one after Hollywood, but like, yeah. Okay. Well, so that sucked. I wasn't paying attention to the fact that I actually was just out of cubes entirely. But I'm still gonna do pretty well here. Oh yeah, whatever produced the least. I make everything, nerds. And I have the Bill Gates points too. And I put in, yeah, and even though I only had democracy in my very last turn, it's giving me a lot of civils for this. And I put in impact of colonies, remember? So this is almost certainly still our game. I like how we all had alternate sources. All of our minds were bad. Adorable. Okay. Boom. Oh, that's right, yeah, and that was the best for us, and I put that in too. And so this one's colonies. And the Bill Gates, please. Whee! There you go, through the edges. I feel kind of bad at this teaching video, and I fucked up the blue cubes at the end, but it didn't matter too bad. I think I could have built one more multimedia, which would have given me 6 more points. No, 9 more points. 6 for Hollywood and 3 for itself. But, thanks for watching. It's Through the Ages.